Just wait just a second there. Just a second there. We got it. There's your mother now. Okay, it's there. Check the binoculars out. Adjust under here, we'll adjust the lens thing to your eye. It's going to be in focus to begin with. Then you put it on autofocus. Adjust this thing to your eye. It should be on autofocus right now.
It's pretty good right there.
Okay, I'll put it back on manual focus. Now if you, I'll leave it on auto. Doesn't say MF in there, right?
MF, it says...
Right there should have an MF on there.
It says BF.
What's that? No.
Oh, yep, right there, MF.
Now it's gone?
Yep.
That MF is manual focus, EF is the regular focus.
Okay.
Just start with me, then you can shoot the batting practice after. Can you hear this? Yep. Calvin Castine coming to you once again from Olympic Stadium in Montreal. And today the opponents are the Cincinnati Reds, led by Ken Griffey Jr. We have Sean Eichler on the camera tonight, and assisting us is Danielle Castine, carrying all that heavy equipment. We're hoping for a good turnout, as we usually do when we come here, and maybe Sean can take some shots of batting. Sean will take some shots of batting practice while we're chatting here. Judging from the attendance at this point in time, and it's about 5 minutes to 6, about an hour and 10 minutes before game time. Usually you get a feel of the crowd by what you see early on like this, and I'm going to guess probably in the range of 12 to under 15,000. Last time we were here for this New York Mets in the game one of their two-game series, the early look at the crowd, we guessed under 15,000, and we were pretty close. It was 14,125. Cincinnati Reds come in here with a lineup that includes Chris Steins playing third base, batting .405 on the season, followed by the shortstop Barry Larkin hitting .322 with 10 home runs. Then Junior Griffey. The last time Junior Griffey was probably up anywhere in this area was when he was playing for the Mariners farm team in Burlington. As many of you may recall, Ken Griffey Jr. was assigned to Burlington when the Mariners were there before the Vermont Expos came into existence, and played in Burlington for at least 1 year. Looks like Griffey coming out on the field now, and about to take batting practice. Cincinnati Reds not doing as well as they thought. They traded for Griffey, hoping to put themselves in a playoff spot, but luck hasn't been with them, and they're not in position right now to challenge for first place. Continuing with Ken Griffey Jr. batting third, hitting only .244, but he's got 31 home runs. He's right in the thick of the race for first place in the home run race. Dante Bichette is batting .290. He's batting fifth with 15 home runs. Griffey Jr., by the way, has 85 runs batted in. Got some Vermonters up here. Shazy Vermonters. People from Shazy and Vermont back here. I don't know if Sean can turn around and get a shot of those folks. Right in back of us here, Sean. There they are. All right, so they've come down here to enjoy the game. Dante Bichette batting .290 with 15 home runs. Sean Casey batting .283 with 8 homers and 35 runs batted in. He'll be playing first base. Dimitri Young has a .299 batting average, 11 home runs, 53 runs batted in. He's the left fielder. Eddie Tabensi is the catcher. He's batting .239. Pokey Reese is hitting .261. He's batting 8th, hitting with 36 runs batted in as the second baseman. And Elmer Dessens is the pitcher, right-handed pitcher, hitting .250. For the Expos, Milton Bradley is leading off. And he's batting .294. He came up a week ago. His first game up was with the Mets game that we were here back on July 18th. Wilton Guerrero is still in the lineup. He's hitting .261. Jose Vidro, the second baseman, hitting .354. The All-Star second baseman. Vladimir Guerrero, the All-Star right fielder, hitting .352. 25 home runs, 83 runs batted in. And last time we were here, every fan in the stadium got a nice poster with Vidro and Guerrero. A nice keepsake of the two All-Stars. Lee Stevens is batting 5th. He's the first baseman with a .257 batting average, 18 home runs, 57 runs batted in. Jeff Blum batting .277. He's at third base tonight. Chris Widger is the catcher, hitting .232. Tomas De La Rosa is the shortstop tonight. He's hitting at .316 in limited appearance. Mike Johnson is the right-handed pitcher, and he's hitting at .176. Some exciting news that we learned when we were up in the press box, released today on July 28th. The Montreal Expos announced today that Jim Fanning and Tim Raines will be inducted into the club's Hall of Fame in a pregame ceremony that will take place prior to the Expos-Rockies game on Saturday, August 12th. So you might want to circle your calendar. On Saturday, August 12th, the Jim Fanning, the man who managed briefly but has held a whole bunch of positions for the Expos over the years, he, along with Tim Raines, will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Fanning, 72, served in several executive positions with the Expos during his 25-year tenure with the club. We'll continue as we move down a bit because we had some people that kind of stood in front of us. Fanning, who's age 72 right now, served in several positions, executive positions with the Expos during his 25-year tenure with the club. Jim was the original general manager of the Expos, later becoming vice president responsible for scouting and player development. Just prior to joining the Expos, Fanning established and directed the Major League Scouting Bureau. Fanning also served as manager of the Expos on 2 different occasions. His debut in that role was a memorable one as he guided the Expos to their only postseason appearance in 1981, falling 1 game shy of a World Series berth. Fanning, who was born in Chicago, Illinois, was signed by the Cubs and made it to the big leagues as a catcher in 1954. Jim's major league career lasted 4 seasons, all with the Cubs. Jim, who currently is in his 51st season of professional ball, was inducted into the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame this past June in St. Mary's, Ontario. Raines, age 40, retired last year. Actually retired earlier this year after spring training when he realized that he wasn't going to be able to stay with the Yankees. They retired last year after making his debut with Montreal in 1979. He was named Expo Player of the Year 3 times in 1983, 85, and 86, and National League All-Star 7 straight seasons from 1981 through 87. 5-time club leader in hitting from 1984 through 87 and again in 1989, and the 1986 National League Silver Slugger Award recipient. Raines started his Expo career by being named the Sporting News and Topps National League Rookie of the Year in 1981. He also ranks in the franchise top 10 in 18 different offensive categories, while still leading for most stolen bases, 634, runs scored with 934, batting average for a full season, 334 in 1986, singles 1,148, walks 775, triples 81, and intentional base on balls with 118. He also ranks second for most games played by an outfielder at 1318 and for most hits at 1598. Raines, who was born in Sanford, Florida, last year appeared in his 21st big league season, ending his illustrious career with the Oakland A's. He finished his career with a .295 batting average with 2,519 hits, 964 runs batted in, and 874 stolen bases. And you may recall last year, or make that 2 years ago, when Tim Raines was here with the Yankees 2 years ago, he stole his 800th base right here in Olympic Stadium. So that was very fitting that that stolen base occurred here in Olympic Stadium, but he only had 7 more in the remaining of the 1998 and then through the 1999 season. There are currently 19 members in the Expos Hall of Fame, which was created in 1993 to honor the greats in club history. The first inductees were Charles Bronfman, Gary Carter, and Rusty Staub, followed by Gene Mock, Claude Raymond, and Steve Rogers in 1994. Woody Fryman, Jean-Pierre Roy, and Bill Stoneman in 1995. Warren Cromartie, Ron Hunt, and Larry Parrish in 1996. Andre Dawson, Bill Gullickson, Jeff Reardon, and John McHale in 1997. Tom Burke, Chris Spire, and Tim Wallach in 1998. And apparently there were none inducted last year in 1999. A personal note on Jim Fanning: the first time yours truly came up here to cover the Expos was back in the end of the 1984 season when Jim Fanning was the manager. Dick Letourneau, Sherm Blow, and I came up, and Jim Fanning was just so gracious. We came back the next game for the last game of the season. We covered, I think, all 3 games of the end of that 1984 season. And Fanning was a real nice guy out there and very gracious, and going out of his way to chat with us. And Dick, Sherm, and I are forever grateful for the hospitality that he showed back there in 1984. So with that, I'm going to take a few shots of Griffey in the batting cage, and then we'll probably come back with a little bit of the game action. I'll get a few shots of Griffey. Stop it?
Nope.
Old wrong way Griffey is in the box there with his cap turned backwards. And there it goes deep and right to the warning track at the fence. Hitting to straightaway center at the moment. There's one deep. Deep. That's a souvenir for somebody. When they originally looked at the schedule, it looked like this was going to be an exciting week here for baseball fans in Expo territory, with Ken Griffey Jr. coming in this weekend on July 28th, 29th, and 30th, and immediately following on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And for many of you in the Plattsburgh area who are watching this, or the Malone area, it'll be long gone, but those in the Champlain area who are seeing this prior to the 31st, it looks like Mark McGuire and the Cardinals will be here, but McGuire may not be in the batting order. He's out with a knee, and the last we heard is he just might not be in the batting order. Ken Griffey Jr., the 1999 home run champion at All-Star game, will be thrown this year. Seems to be spraying them. That one is caught in left center field. think Griffey would like to have at least one more, but looks like his time is done.
Expos has the chance to win an autograph by a group of posters on the scoreboard. Good luck. Mesdames et messieurs, dans le cadre de la promotion Porte la Fleur, voici le proposé pour la match de ce soir. As part of the Porte la Fleur promotion, first time summer handball. Accueillons en place Alex Mariano. Et donc les Français au palmarès pour le match. Express pour le match. Accueillons aussi Jérémy Rose et Jérémy Tesson. Mesdames et messieurs, veuillez maintenant s'il vous plaît vous lever et rejoindre Mme Gisèle Guénéo pour l'interprétation des hymnes nationaux américains et canadiens. Ladies and gentlemen, would you now please listen to Mme Gisèle Guénéo pour les American and Canadian national hymns. La première frappeur, notamment c'est de First third baseman, number 6. La quatrième frappeur, le protégeur de droite, 4-4 right fielder to initiate. First baseman Sean Casey. Le bâtisseur de gauche, le Dimitri.
That's all right, wait. What the hell does we mean?
Yes.
Okay, then I got it down. Yeah, wait. Anybody got any questions?
Yeah, Jack, you look good as a manager when Junior can park the ball up and tag him the way you did tonight.
Oui. Well, it's always nice when you can get out to a big lead by the virtue of a grand slam, and we got a couple guys that this guy's very capable of doing it many a time, and he's done it many a time in the past. And nice to see. We haven't seen too many, of late, so it's very nice to get one to start of a road trip.
It has to be sweet for Ken because the last time he faced Johnson, apparently he struck out 3 times. So,
well, anytime you strike out against a guy, you like to do some damage to him somewhere along the way, and he'll probably have an opportunity in the rest of his career to face him many a time. But I think he just go up there and try to do the job. He just got one of those good pitches to hit out.
Sean's on a real roll right now.
Sean Casey's done a heck of a job for us the last month or so, and we all believed that he would hit 300. He got into a rut, and you got to give him a little benefit of the doubt because of that broken hand. You don't know how long that was going to take to come back. You don't know how long it was going to take him to come back, and was it more serious than everybody thought it was? Was it going to be a bit bigger handicap early when he came back? But he's adjusted well, and he's got his confidence back now, and he's hitting the ball extremely sharp. He's hitting the ball like he hit last year. I just hope he keeps it up for a while.
Junior, that just feel pretty sweet. Last time you faced Johnson, apparently he struck you out 3 times. In that kind of situation where you Were you looking for a particular pitch, or what exactly did you see up there that you made it so sweet for you?
You're surprised the first time you came up and you said you've never played him before, you got a pretty nice hand. First inning before the home run, Pedro made.
Bullshit. Seriously, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Before. Those things happen.
I feel like ball clubs now at 500, and that does a whole lot of season.
Good baseball.
Thank you.
An awful performance, though, in a game that was rained out, and doing well so far in this one. Meanwhile, in Oakland, 1 on, 2 out for Miguel Tejada. His team down. The Rockies and the Brewers, that's production value at its best. Ron Belliard for the night, right after this on ESPN. For the night for the Reds and the Expos. We're in the top of the first, Buck.
Well, Sean Casey is at the plate, and he's going to hit a shot to right field. He's up in the first inning, and take a look at his swing. Breaking ball, and he hammers it. Here comes Vladdy Guerrero, who's had a great year, but right here, he just loses concentration. The ball goes off his glove. That leads to 2 runs, and the Reds lead 2-0. Casey extends his inning streak to 19, Bill.
Bottom 1. Peter Bergeron to right. Dante Bichette. Wow. Top second bases loaded. And this could have all the makings. Ken Griffey way back. And that one is gone. A grand slam for Griffey. His 32nd home run of the year, 6-0 Reds.